All right, we're recording now. Thank you for everybody that might be watching or listening. This is What Do I Know About Actual Play? This is the actual play that I run people through their paces in various campaigns. And my name is Jared Rasher, and I'll have all my players introduce themselves. I will say we are currently missing Gator today, so you will not see Zindlane, but there's a good story reason for that. And we'll pick up with Zindlane next time around. But until then, let's have everybody introduce themselves. So let's start with Bob.
Hello, I'm Bob, but then you figured that out. I am playing Garlan Bach. I am a fighter slash bounty hunter slash urban ne'er-do-well who's leaned away from the ne'er-do-well stuff and is doing more good now than before. Trying to keep my friends upright because that's what I like to do. I'm a helper.
All right. And let's go with Brandon. Please introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Brandon, and I am playing Baro Broomhill, our roguish barge folk. He's gone kind of a swashbuckling direction. That sometimes works out for him, and sometimes he falls off roofs. And yeah, that's pretty much Baro.
All right. And Eileen, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Eileen. I am playing Morgan, who is a cleric of Hermes, who is not bulletproof.
Nor faster than a speeding bullet.
Unfortunately, she is not a life domain cleric. She is a trickster domain cleric. So I do more of the sneaky stuff than the healy stuff, and can't even save myself.
All right. So yeah, everyone is kind of recuperating from a very rough mission that I would say in the end turned out all right for everybody, but it was touch and go there. Morgan and Baro were both pretty close to facing the infinite end of all things, the meaning of life. But everyone pulled through, and we're going to cut now to our regular starting situation where we see our mysterious person that has been purchasing information from one of the lamplighters. And as a recap, in case anyone has forgotten what the lamplighters are, they are mysterious entities that travel throughout the city of Avalon, lighting the lamps as soon as it gets dark. But they are supernatural entities that you can approach for information if you are willing to pay their price, which is often more than people are willing to pay. So our mysterious person that has been paying out the nose, maybe literally, to the to our lamplighter. The lamplighter turns and speaks to them again and says, "So, you want to know whether all of the things that they have learned are coming to a head? Well, perhaps, but at this point in time, I would like to tell you a different story. Have you ever wondered what would happen if someone were to kill a lamplighter? Oh, that sets off quite an interesting bit among the covens, I must say." And at this point, we are going to cut to the nice boarding house where everyone has been staying. Zindlane originally rented a room here, but since one room had to be cleaned up from the murders that happened there,
Accidental deaths.
Yeah, it was self-defense.
Okay, attempted murders, because they were trying to kill you. So everyone is rested up. Morgan is probably a little sore from getting 2 bullets in her shoulder. So I am going to say, just as an establishing bit, Zindlane has already talked to his sister. He is getting his bearings from having a new patron, which he has not fully explained to any of you, but you definitely all know that something different is going on with Zindlane.
Yeah.
But he would like to spend at least today getting his sister oriented, since she is going to be staying in this district for the time being. So what would the rest of you like to do at this point?
Well, Baro, we have a situation that you need to help have cleaned up, right?
Yeah, I kind of figured that would probably be the direction that we ended up going. Time is limited, and yeah. So during the downtime, I was thinking that Baro probably would have, as well as recuperating, probably would have been doing some tailing and observations of this hermit, kind of getting a feel for how this guy is. I know we've already established that he's not a good person, but I guess Baro is a bit of a skeptic and is checking things out himself. Sometimes things aren't as apparent.
All right.
as they
So
seem.
yeah, actually think we went over this a little bit before, where you had kind of watched the place for a little bit, but basically people get paid to deliver things to the house, and they go up to the second floor where there is like a makeshift door, and they deliver things and they leave, and you never see the hermit actually leaving this house. It is actually a fairly big 4-story house, but it's kind of in disrepair. And of course, because the flood season hasn't quite abated yet, the whole first floor is completely flooded. So right now there's a ladder leading up to the makeshift door, and there's also a ramp that is kind of like leaning from one side of the one side of the street up to the second floor, and one of them goes to like that makeshift door, and the other one goes up to a window. And this is also, it's on the border of the western side of the Isles, almost in another neighborhood, and it is catty corner from the Caravan, which is the business that just recently opened up in the last month or so, which is the rooftop bedding establishment that is kind of taking some of the Wells business currently. So how would you like to proceed given that information?
Well, I know not everybody is a rooftop type person. How do you feel comfortable? How do you feel comfortable with approaching this? I know my approach is what I'm saying. Or we could split up.
Well, I have spells that can aid us.
I'm all for going across the top.
Okay. Then that's probably what we should do.
All right. So does that mean you would like to go up to the Caravan, to the rooftop place? Because that is about the same height as this house is.
That'd probably be a good starting point.
All right. So it will take you probably about a half an hour to get from where you're at to the other side of the district, especially with having to flag down some of the children that are currently running the skiff businesses that are ferrying people across the flooded areas. So I am going to say, just because it's always fun when this works out this way, I think we're going to have yeah, we're going to have Scuff be the one that is that is available. Scuff is the one that is always trying to intimidate Baro. The one that often calls Baro a scab. And I am going to assume that as he is polling along and he sees all of you, he sees Baro first, and he makes like an obscene gesture towards Baro. At which
Come
point,
on, kid. I haven't been muscling in lately. I think we
What's
can
a
call it
scab?
truce
Always
for
a
now.
scab. And he seems to be like ignoring you. But at this point, Morgan, would you like to say anything to him as you?
He's behaving for now. Just be nice.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. So-
Situational awareness.
You're right. You're right. As you guys know, everyone that's around me, and he starts like looking around at all of the buildings, and he pulls over to all of you. Where do you need to go?
We're headed to the caravan.
Is that new place where they do the gambling up on the roof?
Yep.
Okay. No problem. Yeah, I'm not saying I tried to do this, but you know they won't let kids in there.
I'm sure you didn't try at all.
So, Garlan, are you hopping the same skiff with everyone else?
Absolutely.
All right. So, Scuff takes all of you onto the skiff, and he pulls you across the other side of town. And you can see, like, by the time you get to the base of the building where the caravan is set up on the top, you can see across the street on the other side the Hermit's house. And honestly, at this time of day, you would swear it was abandoned. Like, you don't even see anything inside there at the moment. But you do see the all of the makeshift boardwalks that are strung together to get you to the upper floor of the caravan here. And it is probably about 20 feet from the roof of the caravan over to the roof of the Hermit's house. So if you all head up to the top of the caravan, you see Bones, the proprietor of the caravan, and she is she's wearing her her makeshift outfit. The whole point of the caravan is it's a gambling establishment, but it's kind of done up to look like a traveling carnival. And she has a long leather jacket that is adorned with bones, and she has like face paint on that looks like a skull. And she takes off her hat and says, "It's early, but we already have people winning their fortunes. Where can I direct you to?"
I think we're gonna look around a little bit. Not too sure what we want to do yet. I'll let you know if we need help, though.
All right. And she, she puts her hat back on and goes over to speak with someone else. You do see the place where you had your meeting with the assassin who originally gave you this this task. The meeting tent is still over in that corner, and that is the corner that is fairly close to the same side as where the Hermit's house is.
Well, that's handy.
Almost like they might have been keeping an eye on the place.
So should we go check out what we can see from that the tent?
Absolutely.
All right.
You see a bunch of like early gamblers who are very kind of sad that it's not even midday and they've lost as much as they have. And you make it over, and the meeting tent is not currently occupied. No one stops you from going in. If you look on the far side, there appears to be a flap that has been cut open that is facing the direction of the Hermit's house.
Man, they're not even being subtle about this. Once we break line of sight with the crowd, or however many people there are,
Yeah, there's
would-
only a handful at this time of day.
I want to cast Pass Without a Trace on the three of us.
All right. So you have a few minutes where nobody can see you. You're in the meeting tent. What would you like to do?
So looking out at the tent, looking towards the Hermit's place, what is between us and his place?
Basically nothing. It's 20 feet at an angle over to the roof. Straight down from where this is at is the boardwalk that's been cobbled together. and or kind of off to the side a little bit, and then if in between is just a flooded out street. The other buildings on this block are no more than 2 or 3 feet, 2 or 3 stories. So the only ones that are 4 stories high are this one and the Hermit's house. This place definitely seems in better shape than the Hermit's house, though. That looked like it was some sort of mansion, but it's definitely, as you're looking at it now, it's got kind of like the mosses growing up the sides of it, and all of the windows are intact. However, none of them are broken.
I suppose, trying to think that I would guess, are any of the windows easily reachable from the roof?
You see my handy thing here. Yes, there are windows. The only side where there isn't a window is the side of the house that is facing the border between this district and the other one. So if you look straight across, there's one that if you got on the roof, you could go straight down, but there's also 2 other ones on either side of the building on either other side. So there's 3 different windows that are about a couple feet from the roof if you swung down into them.
Need a catapult.
or an angel?
I'll throw you.
might not survive at the end, but whatever. All right, so you think maybe we should jump on the roof and Jimmy open a window and slide in? Anybody have any better ideas?
Go for it. Jimmy away.
Thank you. We do need to keep in mind that this guy is a professional, and I can almost guarantee you he's going to be expecting that.
Oh, there'll be booby traps just inside the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Good thing I have a spell for that.
Or maybe he's expecting us, so he's going to throw us for a loop and not prepare.
Haha, you've fallen right into my trap.
20 feet. That's a bit of a jump. Do we have any sort of, do I have any sort of grappling hook or anything? I don't remember what I have. Equipment.
I have.
I have a pet mouse.
I have rope, but not a grappling hook.
Is the mouse named Boo?
It is now.
Yeah, I've got rope, but I don't have any sort of grappling hook.
We can acquire one.
It's better to be prepared than to go in half-assed, right?
I mean, I don't see any reason why a grappling hook wouldn't be something available in this part of town, right?
Right. Purely for educational purposes.
Clearly.
So
okay.
You are about 2 blocks away from you're 2 blocks away from the moat house and the palace, which don't necessarily sell grappling hooks, but just to give you an idea of where you're at. The boarding house where Garlan lives is about 4 blocks away, and the Ragmenders is about 2 blocks away. Now, the Ragmender doesn't sell grappling hooks per se, but he is part of the Fences Guild. And thankfully, you don't have Zindlane with you. Since Zindlane has already threatened his life.
Yes, that was a thing.
All right, so let's suppose we should go talk to the Ragmender before we venture further.
So Scuff takes you about 10 minutes over to the Ragmenders, and you see the thing that you have not seen before at the Ragmenders, which is that there are 2 heavily armed guards outside because people have made threats on the Ragmender's life recently.
That poor guy.
And like most of the places during the flood season, he has his second floor converted to do business for the time being. So there is a makeshift dock for you to get up to the second floor there. And the shop is very humble looking. There's a bunch of, clothing that is stitched together from different pieces of clothing that people have brought to him. And there's also like some of it is actually, it's not something that if you were rich you would want to wear, but some of it is actually pretty impressive the way he has layered the different bits of cloth from disparate things together to actually, make into shirts and jackets and things of that nature. So there's a few dummies in here where he's got clothes set up and he's kind of stitched them together. So what would you like to do?
Is there somebody like actually at a desk?
Oh yeah,
or
he's
a counter?
he's
Okay.
in here currently.
Okay.
Armand of the Bones.
Baro,
Somebody that I know.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he's well known in this district anyway, because this is where anybody that finds any kind of scraps of clothing shows up here so they can make a few extra coppers.
you want to be the one to talk then?
Sure. I always figure too, since I have hobbies, may have professional interest.
Yeah, so yeah, I will say that what's your background?
Street urchin.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you would know enough about him to know how to ask for things that aren't, the buying clothing off of him.
Mm-hmm.
So he sees all of you come in and says, "Oh, what can I do for you? You all seem too well dressed for this place, but I can help you no matter what. Certainly you aren't looking to exchange anything, are you?"
Not yet. We need an accessory.
Oh, really? I mean, normally I deal in clothing, but every once in a while people will trade things that are not clothing, so I can let them go at a reasonable price.
Yeah, it's definitely not clothing.
What might you need?
We spot a mountain climbing, maybe.
Yeah, I am going to say he says something, and I can't think of a good thing for it, but he drops something into the conversation that is basically thieves' cant to see if you have the proper counter comment to it.
A wink's as good as a nod to a blind
Yeah.
horse.
Essentially, yes. But it's just kind of an innocuous way that he turns a phrase as he is saying this, waiting for like you to thread the proper word back into that. And as soon if you drop that in there, he will say, "Let me show you the back room." And he will take you to the back room, and the back room, he actually like opens a door and goes into another room, then pulls out another key ring, and he opens another lock that has three different locks on it. Then he opens that door. Then he turns on a lamp. And in this room, this is almost like the way this is the way I visualize things. This is more like the medieval / Renaissance era version of that back room in Boondock Saints, where they go with all of the arms on the wall and like all the rope and all of the gear and everything.
This is what I'm talking about.
So yeah, there's not like a bunch of heavy weapons, but there's like knives and daggers and short swords and crossbows and vials of things and definitely grappling hooks, thieves' tools, all sorts of things like that. So what can I help you with?
We need a grappling hook.
That is easily accomplished. So, is there anything else you might need? Clearly, I mean, if you're looking for a grappling hook, you might need something else.
I think we all have thieves' tools.
Yeah, we do.
You are not shocked by a business like this. So he pulls out a nice like collapsible model, and he goes, "I could give you the cheaper one, but this one's a lot easier to conceal. And normally I would be giving these away for 2 silver, but since this one's a little bit more functional, it'll be a 4 silver. Is that good?"
Oh, that's fine.
And it basically just like looks like kind of a lumpy bar, but then when you twist it, the head pops out, and there's 4 different arms that pop out.
All right, I hand him over the 4 silver.
Don't think we should skip on this.
Nope. I always go for quality.
Do you need anything else? Maybe a crossbow to shoot it out of?
Got a crossbow. Any of us have a crowbar?
No.
You do? Okay.
What about a glass cutter?
I'm actually going to assume a glass cutter is probably something that you have in a thieves kit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not according to the description of thieves' tools from the book.
Really?
Thieves' tools are a small file, a set of lockpicks, a small mirror mounted on a metal handle, a set of narrow-bladed scissors, and a pair of pliers. I copied that on my character sheet because I had it. I'm good like that.
All I need is a paper clip.
And that's just to kill a man.
You playing Bullseye?
Oh, there's a concept.
This Baro folk is played by Colin Farrell.
With a stupid scar on my head.
So yeah, a glass cutter would be handy.
All right. Yeah. He looks around and he goes, "Well, this is a fine tool, so I'll need at least a silver for it."
Fair enough.
So he hands that over to you as well.
I'll pay that out of my pocket.
Okay.
Keeping that afterwards.
Oh, I'm keeping the grappling hook.
That's what I'm saying.
Life goals.
That's interesting. Oh, there it is. So he looks at you for a minute and he goes, "Yeah, if you are, I know this is expensive, but it depends on how lucrative the job's going to be. If you're going from rooftop to rooftop," and he pulls out this really nice spyglass, and he goes, "Normally I would sell this for 1,000 silver, but I got a deal on this one. I can let it go for 250.
Rich for my blood.
It is a nice spyglass, though.
Well, it's very nice. Unfortunately, the payment for the job is a life.
Ah, I see. More of a necessity situation than a big payout. I understand.
Or for fun this time.
Well, I wish you lots of luck. If you do happen to find anything that is not immediately fungible but might be useful to someone, you know where I'm at.
Always.
I have reasonable conversion rates for most things that are brought to me. And he will take you back out, never once thinking that you all work with Zindlane. Did you have anything else you wanted to do before you headed back there?
I don't think so.
Okay. So Scuff paddles you back over to the caravan. You make it back up to the top. The proprietress nods at you again as you show up. And what would you like to do at this point?
Okay, kids, let's go.
Yeah, go check out the tent. First, make sure that nobody's in there, and then...
Yes, nobody is currently in the meeting tent.
All right.
All right, so who's gonna... You gonna shoot this, Morgan?
Yup.
Who's gonna be the first to go across?
You.
Okay.
So, I would like to ask you this. You can shoot this across with advantage to hook it in there. But if you shoot it with advantage, it's going to be obviously hanging across between the two buildings. Or you can shoot it at another angle where it's not as easily spotted from below. But then you'll be shooting it with disadvantage. Which would you like to do?
How well can you shoot?
That's math.
Mathing is hard. Ow.
I mean, I'll put it this way. I believe you all have inspiration at the moment.
I don't have it marked on my sheet.
I gave it to you because that was a rough fight last time.
Okay.
So yeah, everybody has inspiration at the moment.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot at disadvantage.
Okay. Would you like to spend your inspiration, or are you just going to shoot it across there?
Nope, it's not an ability check. Okay. I was looking to see if I had anything in my magical bag of tricks that could help me out, but alrighty. Well, that's not great. Disadvantage, I got 12.
Okay. So you take it, you fire it across, and as soon as the head hits the ground on the other side, the things spring out and it lodges into the rooftop. It's kind of shadowed, so unless you look straight up, you don't see this this rope between the two buildings. Obviously, anybody that comes around behind the tent will see it, but they'd have to intentionally come around behind the tent. It feels like it lined up. It feels solid.
Okay, I guess Baro's gonna try to traverse it.
I mean, on one hand, Baro's the lightest of you. On the other hand, Baro's the one that gravity has the biggest grudge against.
I'm a good test subject.
So I think shimmying across this rope sounds like acrobatics check.
I could do those. I don't know about Garland, but we'll see.
I am also very good at those.
I am not.
Does a 24 make it?
No. You
Crap, we're all screwed.
Baro just takes his boots off and like uses his toes to go across. So yeah, Baro, you very deftly shimmy across the rope onto the roof. Who would like to go next?
I said I was going next, right as Brandon muted himself.
Well, I was anticipating.
Yes. Does a 24 make it?
Oh yeah. So Morgan also just like shimmies across. Like, Garlan, you were watching both of these, and neither one of them like hesitate for a second. They're just like hand over hand shimmying across this thing like it's nobody's business there. So Garlan.
Oh, no, that's a. Wait, what's the wording of it?
Guidance.
Yeah, is this an ability check?
Yes.
Before I leave, smack Garland on the shoulder and say, "Good luck." You get to add a D4 to your roll.
Yay. I can do that. Ooh. That worked out way better than I thought. That's a 16.
All right. Not quite as
great.
agile as the other two, but you do manage to hold onto the rope pretty steadily and don't have any moments where you suddenly get vertigo and drop off of it, and you make it across to the other side.
Yay.
What was how much of a bonus did you get from Morgan's?
I got a 2.
Okay. So a lot of that was natural talent.
My dex doesn't suck. I'm just
So-
not good at acrobatics.
So yeah, after the two of you shimmy across there, you see Garland come across, and he looks pretty steady. Not quite, not quite housebreaker steady, but it's impressive enough.
I know my way around a rope.
Now, could all of you give me a group stealth check?
Oh boy.
We all get to add plus 10
Yep.
because I have without a trace going.
Nice. Son of a bitch.
That was a 29 pass.
I can't tell you.
So, natural one's not an automatic failure, right?
No, it's not an automatic failure.
Good.
Not on an ability test. What was your total?
With her plus 10, 15.
All right. So you get on the roof. You all seem to be relatively quiet as you regroup on this other side. Are you recovering your grappling hook at this point, or are you going to leave the rope across there? Actually, I was going to say you probably have the crossbow wedged on the other side as the other, anchor point, unless you tied it off.
I was imagining we had tied it off.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Never leave a good crossbow behind.
Okay. So yeah, you still have the rope across there. So you probably don't want to retrieve the grappling hook quite yet. Yeah. So far, you don't have any welcoming committee as you're on this roof. What would you like to do?
I think I am going to kind of shimmy to the ledge and check out one of the windows. And I am expecting resistance, like we talked about. So I will definitely check for any sort of traps, check to see if it's locked.
Okay.
The whole gamut.
Let me ask. There is a north, an east, and a south-facing window. The west-facing window is up against the border, or the west-facing side of the house is up against the border with the next neighborhood. So there's not a window on that side. So which one of those would you like to check out?
I
What are we
think.
closest to?
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Um,
closest to.
You are closest to the northern window. So yeah, you said you were going to carefully look for anything there.
Yep.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, why have I not proficiency that yet? Ugh.
I think we've come up with this before where no one has investigation here.
Yeah, Drummond was the investigator.
Yep. I got a 7.
So, you got a 7. You don't really see any traps. You do, I will say this, you can see that there is a heavy duty lock, which is fashioned from the inside. You don't see any traps, but you know that lock is going to take some serious finagling, because you're gonna have to get a wire to go underneath the window to kind of jimmy it on the other side.
Nix, leave them alone.
How would you like to proceed?
Let me look at that.
Okay.
So I'm going to poke my head over the edge, and I'm going to cast Find Traps.
Okay.
This is not my first time doing this.
What exactly does Find Traps say?
You sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of the spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by an alarm spell, a glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap, but it would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling, or a hidden sinkhole.
All right.
The spell merely reveals that the trap is present.
Okay. How long does this last?
It's instantaneous.
Okay. So you cast it and you see that the windowsill where you would have to insert a tool in order to reach around and do the unlocking on the inside. The windowsill has a compartment that partially falls away, and it appears that would be a trap of some sort with that windowsill.
Okay.
So you look over, cast the spell, and Baro's like, I didn't see anything.
Keep in mind, I'm not made of spell slots. But
So what do you say to your companions when you see this?
say, well, the locking mechanism is trapped. Don't know what it does, but it's got a trap. It's a trap. Pull a senda over here and stick my dice finger in my mouth.
That's a trap. Oh, so yeah, you at least know where to start poking around to search for a trap now that she tells you that it's the ledge, the windowsill that actually breaks away to reveal the trap. Would you like to poke around and try and see if you can disarm it?
Yes.
All right. Give me a check. Oh, first, for no particular reason, how far back is everyone from Baro as he's hanging over the side working on this window?
And knowing that there's something there, I'm gonna give him his working space.
Thanks for your confidence, guys.
So if you're going to say in feet how far away from Baro you were going to be, how far away would you say?
Go hide on the other peak of the roof.
I think, COVID protocols, 6 feet.
6 feet.
Okay. All right, Baro. Let's see if you can disarm this.
Sleight of hand?
Or I mean just tool proficiency with
Oh,
your
yeah,
thieves
that's
tool.
right. All right. What's that? I swear my D&D Beyond die looks cocked.
I had one do that the other day on D&D Beyond. It was weird.
I rolled an 8.
Total?
Yep.
Good thing we stepped back 6 feet.
Baro, dear Baro. At first, like the ledge clicks open, and for a second you think that it's going to click back and that you moved it into its disarm position, but it keeps going further back, and you don't think anything happened at first, but then a scent hits you. If you could give me a Constitution save.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, not 20.
Oh. So the good news here is you are not poisoned.
Yay!
The bad news?
You take so you saved, so you take 8 points of poison damage.
Well, that's not bad. Okay.
Could have been worse. Yeah, if
It
you would
could
have
have been
failed to
worse.
save, you would have taken full damage and been poisoned.
Kind of jump back from the ledge and eyes bugging out.
And yeah, you notice like his face is just a little greenish looking. But yeah, the gas that came out of that windowsill, you didn't even see it.
Complete and total amateur hour over here.
Well, I verified that there was a trap there.
And you thoughtfully set it off so that we wouldn't be affected. You're a team player.
Should be safe now.
There you go. Here is my question for you. Would you like to attempt to pick the lock, which is going to be tricky, or would you just like to cut the window with the glass cutter?
I'd like to cut the window with the glass cutter, please.
Yeah, the only thing I will point out about it is it will be obvious that you have cut a hole in the window if you do this. But it will make it easier to open the window.
Yeah.
If we succeed, he gonna be dead.
It'll be easy for the
All
other
right.
If we don't succeed, we gonna be dead.
All right. Nobody has any particular proficiency with any kind of glass working tools.
No.
Disguise kit, thieves tools, sleight of hand is all I got.
Okay. So this will be without your proficiency bonus, but it is
Okay.
without giving it away. The GM is going to say it's a low DC.
Okay. Who's
You
going to
can
do
do
the
it.
cutting? I'll do it.
Oh yeah, are you?
I will say I will say this, depending on your approach, you can either use your intelligence bonus or your dexterity bonus, and I'm already smiling because I know this party.
Yes. Dexterity.
Gosh.
And that's a 17.
Okay, yeah. You basically cut out one of the, the biggest pane of the window very easily, lift it out of place without dropping it or breaking it, so you can all shimmy in. Basically, like if you had like a full window, the top half of it is out now. So even Garlan has enough room to shimmy through that.
I'm kind of svelte.
So when you get in here, you see there appear to be two doors that are right next to each other. And both of those rooms, you would guess from looking at them on the outside, either they lead into the same place. This entire stretch from one wall to the other is 40 feet. And there's two doors. You don't know if they both lead into the same room or two separate rooms. There's another window on the wall adjacent to this one, and then there are stairs. What would you like to do?
Swab every 6 feet with the halfling on a 10-foot pole.
I like how you think.
In this situation, I think you might be right, though. Yeah, okay, so is there anything on the floor? Is there any sort of rugs or anything?
No, it is just it's wood, but it's kind of graying because it hasn't been like nobody's been like oiling the floors or anything like that. And there's lots of like the moisture that's in this region is kind of starting to warp it a little bit.
So I guess the question then is, does anything look replaced, out of place, modified?
The windowsill that you came in and the windowsill on the adjacent wall both look much nicer than the rest of this house.
Okay. All right.
The doors, I would say, the door handles on both of the doors look probably in better shape than the doors and the rest of the place as well.
That's what I was anticipating. And so I don't know, any suggestions? I'm just going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo otherwise.
set off the traps?
I mean, that would be the preferable answer. I think since our goal is not in this room, that yeah, we should just pick a door and check it out.
Okay.
So
Odds
would you
left,
like the
evens
closest
right.
door or the furthest door?
So I will say the closest door.
Okay. So you're at the closest door. What would you like to do? This is the
I'm
handle
going-
looks like it's in much better shape than the rest of the door, as I
am
said
going
before.
to check for traps.
Okay.
And if he doesn't find anything, I'm going to check for traps.
Investigation. 8.
You don't find any traps.
All right.
That's good
Nice,
to me.
very nice door handle.
I'm going to check it out.
Okay.
Oh. No. That was a 5.
Ogre wants to die.
So
Yes.
so yeah, as you're looking at it, yeah, it just looks like a door handle. There's a lock on it. You don't know if it's locked because you haven't touched it yet.
I'm
But-
not touching that block.
But yeah, neither one of you can see any obvious mechanisms that would indicate a trap. Hey, Garlan, you want to take a look at it?
Looks like a door with a lock. Good job.
Okay. Well, I suppose I'm going to check now to see if it's locked.
I'm going to
Okay.
step back.
Yeah. How far away are Garlan and Morgan at this point?
Staying by the window.
I'm staying by
Okay.
the window.
Okay. So you are about 10 feet back from him at this point. Baro, you go to turn the handle. It is locked, but nothing jumps out, stabs your hand. You wait a few seconds. The air doesn't seem to be trying to kill you. So it just feels like it's locked at this point.
Okay. I will go ahead and attempt to pick the lock then.
Cat.
All right.
Roll. Excuse me. I roll an 8. It's
Lock
not my
doesn't quite
9.
you feel like you're really close to getting those tumblers to move, but you kind of get your pick stuck at a wrong angle.
Can you mute? So I just realized my passive investigation,
Ah,
depending on how you want to play that, is a 15.
oh, okay.
I forgot I took the observant feat.
Ah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was gonna say if you have that feat, then that creates the floor, so you can't get below a 15 on your investigations, but just for you because you have that feat. But yeah, you don't see anything there then.
Okay.
All right. Well,
So Baro's sitting here and
Why-
he's got his pick in there and he's
Do I gotta pick this for you? Is this how this is gonna
a different model I'm not used to.
hang out? It's not like a Worthington 9000 or anything like that. It's just a lock.
I do love that like everyone in this party is proficient with these tools.
And no
look at that,
intelligence.
natural 19.
Nice.
so Garland goes in and like puts both of the little rods in and goes "Poop," and it just like pops immediately.
Click. You're welcome.
At least somebody around here is a professional.
For no particular reason, could all of you give me another group stealth check?
21.
28.
Are we still operating under the
Yep, it lasts for an hour.
okay? In that case, then 23.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, 27.
You're all moving extremely
Oh.
deftly, and you're not hearing a lot of extra noise coming off of any of you.
I'm sorry, that's 31 then.
Of course.
All
I'm a
right, so
ghost.
you have the handle open.
Well, at least Baro's getting something done, right?
Does the door open in or out?
It opens in.
tiptoe very carefully in. At this point, I do have a sword drawn, and
Did we get the door open or just the lock?
The lock is open. It's up to you whether you want to open it.
oh, okay, yeah, very
I'm backing up.
open the door.
You turn the handle, it opens in, and nothing happens.
Okay, kind of do the tiptoe in thing, and then I will look into the room and look behind the door.
All right. Baro, please roll me a d20 for no particular reason.
Okay,
No.
no particular reason. No particular reason, and I rolled a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in, and the light from the hallway kind of spills in because you have 2 windows that are still kind of bringing in the daylight. But the far corner, it looks like there's a figure standing there, but because it's all shadowed, you can't tell for sure. And there appears to be a chest next to that figure that is standing in the corner.
Okay, I don't take any chances, and I very slowly take my hand crossbow out. On the other hand, aim at the figure
Okay.
and shoot.
You hear a thump. The figure does not move. You hit it solidly, but it doesn't move or fall over.
Oh God, it's
All right.
a gazebo.
I think it's safe. And then tiptoe further into the room.
Okay. Garlan and Morgan, what are you doing?
Watching.
I will follow in.
Okay. Garland, could you roll me a 2d20 and let me know what the lowest number is?
Well, that would be a 9.
All right. So, Baro and Garland, could you both give me a dexterity save?
Sure.
Got some low numbers tonight. I rolled 11 total.
Ooh, I got an 18.
So, would either of you like to spend inspiration to roll an additional die? It's up to you. I'm not telling you the difficulty.
You know what? In fact, I am going to use a luck roll.
Okay, that works as well.
And that brings me up to a 16 at least.
Okay. Is
I'll
that your
stick with
final?
that.
Is that your final answers?
That is my final answer.
Yes.
So, Garland and Baro, as you both get into this room, the entire 20 foot by 20 foot floor drops out. The floor drops out. You hit the next floor, and that floor also gives way. When you hit the first,
Damn.
when you hit that floor, you both take 4 points of damage hitting the second floor. And as that floor gives out, you both drop into a flooded 20 foot by 20 foot room.
Splash.
Could both of you give me a stealth check at disadvantage?
How quietly can you fall 3 stories into a puddle? Rocket son. I rolled double 20s.
Oh, shit.
If only I could pull my camera down and show you.
Oh, goodness.
So we still have the pass without trace. 23.
So, against all logic, like you see them fall, you see this floor drop out, and if Morgan, if you're looking down there, you see it hit the next floor and that collapses.
It's
But
like
instead
a
of making
cartoon.
And yeah, instead of making this huge like clattering noise, it makes just kind of this muffled whomp as it hits the other one. And they manage to slide into the water at just the right angle that it doesn't make a loud noise. They just kind of like roll into the water and you hear a muffled splash.
Barge folk, I'm a diving champ.
Oh.
So the two of you are now in basically this room looks like the two rooms above it, except it's flooded.
Yes, a noticeable difference.
Yes.
How deep is the water?
About 5 feet.
About 5 feet. So even if there was a door, you probably can't see it. Well, I guess we'd see the top of it.
Yeah. It is, this whole area is shadowed. You can kind of see some light coming from the top floors and from the windows, but it's very shadowed. So unless you're right next to something, you have disadvantage on hitting it. On that note, though, there does seem to be a strange light coming from this water. Although it's kind of the murky gray water that is flooded in from the street that is filling this room halfway up, you see something that has a kind of prismatic sheen that is floating in the water.
Do you want me to mute?
Yeah.
And Morgan, you're like 20 feet up from where they're at.
Well, I have a 50-foot rope.
Imagine that.
Okay. So, since you're both in the room, I think we'll just go ahead and have you roll initiative right now. All right. And if you would, Morgan, go ahead and roll initiative, even though you're not down there with them, in case you want to do things to help them.
And save their ass, yeah. I suppose that's why I'm here. Oh, nice.
What did Morgan get?
Morgan got a 19.
Okay.
I
What
got
about
15.
Garlan? Oh, okay. What did Garlan get?
15.
15. I'm assuming Baro. It's up to you two who you want to go first, but
Probably doesn't matter too much. If we want to go by rules, I'm guessing I'd probably have a higher dex.
I would guess so.
okay. All right then, Morgan, you get to act first as you see this this comedy of errors unfold.
Okay, then I gotta go let my dog out. She's giving me the look. Do I see, like, what do I see from 20-some feet up?
From up here, you can probably vaguely see where the two of them are at. It might even be hard to pick out which one's Garlan and which one's Baro unless they're standing right next to each other. But you do see a weird kind of, well, if they're not standing right next to each other, you can, but you do see like some kind of weird flickering light down in the water as well. Maybe it's just some lamp lighting up an oily surface. It's hard telling.
Yeah, I don't like that. Is there anything that I could tie a rope to? Because I don't think I can hold a rope while Garlan climbs up. I have a 10 in strength.
You could probably, I mean, the door and the doorknob look pretty solid, so you could probably tie it to the doorknob.
Okay. Then I'll tie my rope off to the doorknob and throw it down.
Okay.
The other
Give me
two
a sleight of hand check.
Sure. I'm good at that. Good thing I'm good at that. That's a 12.
Okay. So yeah, how good do you feel about tying this? Is that your final answer?
I'm gonna spend an inspiration point.
Okay.
Have confidence in your work.
I should have kept it. That was a 9.
Well, at least you know that you one of your ties is very higher than average. Okay, so you tie it off to the doorknob. You're throwing it down there to them.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I might keep a hold of it just in case. Try to,
Okay.
because doorknob is not my first choice. It's not part of the structure.
So I will say, because you're in a shadowy light here, Garlan and Baro, please give me a perception check just to see if you see where the rope dropped down.
Hmm.
Could have cast light on the rope.
I got a 20.
Okay. Yeah, you get a vague notion of where that's at over in the
I'll give it
corner.
13.
Garlan, you're not seeing it.
All right, I gotta let my dog out
Okay.
before she sneaks off.
So, yes, go ahead and do that. I am going to send this. Here we go. I'm going to send you a link to this map.
It's time for the owlbear parade.
Yes, it is. I am going to say I'm going to move things on the map. If you want to use a different thing, that's fine. But I'm going to say this one is where Baro's at. And what's a good Garland one? Actually, sorry, this is that's our Baro one.
There you go.
And Morgan is here, but up 2 floors. So, what's funny about this is, Baro, you saw this rope drop down. The rope is like right next to Garland, but Garland didn't see it.
What rope? What are you talking about?
Hits him in the head and he still doesn't notice it.
So,
Gee, that sounds familiar.
so that was Morgan's turn. So Baro, what would you like to do? You are right next to this patch of water that is oddly shimmering with some colors deep within it, even though it's dark in this area.
That looks creepy and gross. I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm going to move away from it and towards Garland and the rope.
Okay. So it'll cost you 10 feet of movement to get over to where the rope is at. And then if you could make me a climb check, are you planning on going up?
Okay, yep. Athletics. 14, 20 total.
Okay. Yeah, it feels pretty solid as you're grabbing onto this. And you can move half your regular movement rate that you have left up the wall. So what is that?
It would be 15, so 7 feet.
Yeah, so you kind of get halfway up into the next floor. So I'm going to put you right here, but you're in the same spot as Garland, but above him. Okay, Garland, what would you like to do? You see Baro come over and start climbing up there, so you realize there's a rope there now.
Yeah.
You know, in fact, what I do is I climb up Garland's back and grab onto the rope. And,
I expect no less. So I did see the sparkly light though.
Yes, you see it over on the other side of the.
And I really don't think that my weight added to the rope is going to be beneficial to Baro finishing his climb. So I will hold on to the rope with one hand, sword in the other, and eyeball that light to make sure that nothing happens before Baro gets to the top.
Okay. I will also say, Baro, as you are halfway up into this next floor, you are almost face to face with a door on this level. Like there's no floor, but there is a door that leads out of this area too. Okay, so Garlan, you're staying here.
Yep.
Okay. So, dun, 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 dun. Oddly enough, that area that was multicolored kind of starts to shift, and it's not just fluid, it is a coherent oozing mass, and it is moving over to Garland.
Come get them.
So dun, 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 dun. Does a 12 hit you, Garland?
Hell no.
All right. So like this oozy pseudopod like slaps the wall next to you, and you see sparks come off of the wall where the pseudopod hits the wall.
Sparks.
That's not
Yes.
natural.
What's
What's going on down there?
Oozy type creature makes sparks off of.
One in Avalon, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
Thanks, Brett.
it moves 10 feet into the water, and now it moves another 10 feet up so that it is within reach of Baro. Does a 19 hit Baro?
hold on, let's see.
Does Garland get an attack of opportunity?
See, it's 10 feet. I will say yes.
Blow your roll there, oozing fiend. Oh, looky. Does a 23 hit this thing?
Oh, yes.
Ooh to the yard, my friends. Ooh to the yard. That is 8 whopping points of damage as I hack the pseudopod.
Are you using the axe?
I wasn't. No. I was using my sword.
Okay. So when you hack into it, you don't quite you don't feel like you have as much effect. Like you cut loose some things, like when you stab into it, some of the multicolored fluid kind of drains out of it a little bit, but it doesn't feel as effective as it should have been. But your sword is made of metal. So first,
Oh.
Garland.
Oh God.
Garland, give me a oh no, you don't get to save. Garland, you take 9 points of lightning damage as the electricity travels down the sword into your arm.
Mathing is hard. Okay, there.
Oh, holy crap. And Baro and Morgan both, because it's within range, please give me a dexterity save.
Jeez.
I'm standing in the water with an electrical creature.
Yeah, you are.
20 for me.
Okay.
14.
So as soon as you stab it with the electricity, the electricity travels down your sword and zaps you, and then other tendrils shoot out in multiple directions of electricity coming off of this multicolored blob. Baro, you manage to roll off to the side as the electricity pours into the door. Morgan, you take 9 points of lightning damage.
Stop getting the cleric beat up.
Now, Garlan, would you like to... and we're still resolving Baro getting hit. So, but, Garlan, could you please give me a perception check with advantage at this point?
Perception with advantage. Oh, 21.
You notice on either side of this room, now that this lit up from all of the electricity arcing off of this thing, there appears to be two like wooden slats that overlap that are hinged on either side of this room. So it almost looks like you could close this pit over the top of this ooze, except it's not in the pit anymore. So these two slats, if you could unhook them at the top of the room, you could shut it down and the ooze would be stuck underneath it.
Gotcha. I will keep that in mind.
But right now, it's not far enough down to get trapped underneath it because it's halfway up the wall with Baro. So Baro, did that hit you?
So, since I probably do not have a finesse weapon out, yes, it does. However, I can have the damage.
That's good. That is 20 bludgeoning damage.
Holy crap.
And 4 lightning damage.
Wow. I'm not doing so hot.
Ready to re-roll that character?
Yeah. Maybe I will. We'll see. Well, I mean, this would be an appropriate end for him if he gets killed on his assassin run.
Okay, so that was the ooze's turn. We're back to Morgan. Morgan, you see this ooze climbing up the wall, and
Fuck.
it looks like it shoots lightning out of it.
Nope. Thinking, okay, I could get out, go down the hallway, get out the window.
Hi, guys.
I could still make a getaway.
Deuces.
You want to do get help? Is that what you want to do?
Let's see. What do I have in my magical bag of tricks here? This never works for me, but maybe it'll work this time. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on it.
Okay.
Make a range spell attack against the target. Ooh, does a 24 hit?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Now I got to pick out some dice. Because I don't think I have enough d6s here. Oh, just barely. Oh, there's 2 6s. Math is hard. That is 16 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Right.
And it is lit up. And the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
All right. So yes, this shining bolt shoots down into it, and because it is radiant damage, it does not cause it to fire off a lightning storm when it is hit.
Yeah, I did something for a change.
Yay.
Yeah, you're not sure, Garland, but I'm gonna say you can kind of figure that lightning storm that shot out of it might have something to do with the fact that you poked it with metal.
Too bad you don't have a gun. Oh wait, you did pick up guns.
I do.
You have multiple guns now.
I do. But multiple guns, let alone a gun, are loud.
Oh,
Although Although this electricity is zapping and arcing through the room isn't exactly quiet either. And us going, oh, fuck, oh, shit.
Oh, all right. So that was Morgan's turn. She blasted it and lit it up, so you have advantage hitting it now.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I wouldn't mind the assassin coming at us because that'll save us having to like check for traps and lightning zappy monsters all the time. Just get it
He's
over
gonna
with.
let his creature do the work for him. He's not going to come out.
Baro, what would you like to do? You're like 7 feet up with a this thing hanging next to you on the wall, slapping you. I'm gonna assume you also probably saw Garlan stab it with the sword, so I'm gonna assume you picked up on the fact that the hitting it with metal might. You can still harm it with metal, but you can also harm yourself with metal.
So I am going to attempt to scurry up. I am going to use a dash action
Okay.
and scurry up the rope. So 50 divided by 2, 25 more feet.
Okay.
And then I can do another. I can do a bonus since I can do a bonus action. I can do another dash.
You have
Mhm.
roguey stuff for doing that, right?
What?
You have roguey stuff for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Rogues are broken.
cunning action. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use another dash action,
Okay.
and I should be up at the top floor now. I'm guessing.
Yep.
With Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah. So you see Baro just like, nope. Screw this.
Nope.
He's doing like little like wall jumping, corner wall jumping stuff, using the rope, getting himself up. Yeah. So I'm up at,
Parkour.
yep.
All right. So Baro, you're all the way up at the top next to Morgan. Garlan, what would you like to do?
I sheathe my sword and I start climbing rope.
Okay. Are you just going to move upwards 15 feet, or are you going to move past the ooze and go all the way to the top?
I'm going to move up to 15 feet and then I'm going to kick it.
Okay. Would you like to make a shove action against this?
Yes. I
All
will.
right. Okay, give me. We're going to do opposed strength checks then. Yes.
11.
So here's my question. You still have inspiration.
I do. Fine. Spend the inspiration. Fine. I'll waste the inspiration.
So what is your total?
On the second roll, it was a 4.
Inspiration's not doing us much good tonight, is it?
So the nice thing is now that I've rolled its strength check, it got a 7. Apparently it was not strongly clinging to the wall yet. So Garlan, you swing over there and kind of kick it, and you hear this sucking sound as it pops off the wall, and it sploosh into the water.
Did it pass its stealth check on landing in the water?
It didn't try.
Let's see. Its stealth check with its -1 dex. That would be a 5. So, Garland, do you have another attack?
I most certainly do.
I don't want to prescribe a course of action. However, I will say it is easy enough to unlatch both of those things by hitting them with a ranged weapon.
Well then, I slide the fancy hand axe out.
That
and
comes
I go,
back.
all right, this is gonna suck hard. Yes, it sucked hard. 9.
So, unfortunately, you just barely miss this latch. Like, it cuts right above the latch. Like, you feel like you are really, really close to hitting a stationary object. So you do not hit the latch, and unfortunately, it is now the ooze's turn.
Quick question.
Yes.
Does the hand axe rebound?
Yes. It
Okay.
comes back to your hand. Yep.
At least that part's cool.
It's not as big or as heavy, but you totally get the Stormbringer action there.
Have you potentially pointed out to us that there are those latches?
I will, as I make ready to actually throw my axe at it, I go, hey, if we can hit these things, the thing will close on it.
Eloquently put.
Unfortunately, it can move at 20 feet and climb up walls.
Oh no.
Yes, of course it can.
So it slides back up to Garlan and hits you with a pseudopod.
Oh.
It tries to hit me with a pseudopod.
Does a 22 hit you?
It hits me with a pseudopod.
So Garlan, you now take 20 points of bludgeoning damage and 4 points of lightning damage.
Oh shit.
Garland starts to drop off the rope, slides down a few feet, and then grips it again and goes.
Shit.
All right, Morgan.
I'm not that kind of cleric. Well, since nobody has taken advantage of my lighting that bad boy up, I am going to take advantage of lighting that bad boy
All
up.
right.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot it with my crossbow.
Okay.
Just why you never leave a good crossbow behind.
And you have advantage on this.
I do have advantage on this. Oh, it's a good thing I have advantage on this. Does a 23 hit?
Oh, yeah. Oddly enough, oozes are not good at not getting hit.
That's 5 points of pointy damage.
All right. So it doesn't seem super effective, but it does seem to have torn some of its mass away from it.
Better than nothing, right?
Yep. All right. Baro, what would you like to do?
All right, since don't want to shut Garland down in there, I guess I'm just going to have to use my hand crossbow and shoot at the Electro Monster. And again, that looks cocked.
I mean, you could close one side and hope that you could shove it in the other side, but that's up to you.
Yeah, it's 2 flaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it? I guess I should look to see, is there another flap on the next floor?
No.
No? Oh, shit. Okay. Guess I'm just gonna have to shoot it with my hand crossbow, and it's an 18.
All right, that hits the latch on one side, so half of this falls down. So if you can get it into the other side and then close the latch, it will be stuck down there. Because the way these overlap, it does not have an inch to slide through, because someone built this on purpose to not let this ooze come through.
All right, let's see here. What can I do?
So
with
that is
my-
part of the task done.
Hold on a second here. Let me see. Where's my damn thing? Cunning action dash. Okay. All right. Yep. I guess that's it for me then.
Okay. Garlan, back to you.
I climb. I climb hard. I climb fast.
Okay.
I climb far.
So you make it up where the other two are at now?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I take a second wind.
Okay. So yes, you climb past the door on the second floor, which has no floor next to it, and then you climb all the way up to the third floor.
Excuse me. Okay, a little breathing room.
Okay. So is that all for Garland's turn?
At the moment.
Okay. So it oozes the rest of the way up to where it is next to all of you now. And let's see. Yep, it's just going to, unfortunately, everyone roll me a d20. Because it's not a good strategist.
13.
1.
Poor Baro.
8.
So the pseudopod reaches out to hit Baro. And does a 20 hit you?
Yes.
So that is 20 bludgeoning and 4 lightning damage as the pseudopod slaps you up against the wall.
So I'm down.
But that's its turn.
See, here's the thing. I can save you. It's when I go down that there's a problem.
So, Morgan's turn.
So I'm not going to take my chances doing a Sparta kick over here. I'm going to leave that to the professional.
Okay.
I am going to cast Spare the Dying on Baro.
Okay. So you are stabilized. You have no hit points, but you are not rolling death saves.
And I'm going to try to give myself a little bit of breathing room because I really don't want to get squished.
All right. So is that Morgan's turn?
Because that thing would take me down in one hit. So,
All right.
yep, that's it.
Garland, would you like to do the Sparta kick?
Yes. Yes, I would.
All right. Give me the Sparta kick.
I'm going to kick this thing as many times as it takes to put it down in the hole. I'm going to do this as many times as it takes. Are we doing the opposed strength again?
Yes.
So that's a 4.
Really?
I almost gave you guidance.
Really?
But I was like, no, he's got this.
Bob, I rolled a 6.
That's all right because I get a second attack.
Okay, let's try this again.
An 8.
That's okay, because I rolled a 7 this time. So you kick at it the first time and your foot kind of gets stuck in the ooze, and then you kind of like pull it loose and kick it again, and it falls off the wall. And it goes whoosh.
Gross. At least Garland's not down there with the toaster in the bathtub anymore.
Yeah.
Now,
And then I action surge.
I was expecting you to do that, but I was
Yes. Then I action surge, and we make Latch go bye-bye.
all right.
Close the box.
Hit the latch.
Or attempt to hit the latch. How far do I still have to make a range attack on it?
Yep. I'm gonna say, since Baro already hit it, it's a DC 10.
That's a 12.
Okay, so the axe goes flying down, hits the latch. The second side of this thing falls down, and you notice like there's like this interlocking thing on the top of it that kind of locks down once both of them are in place. And you just see kind of like sparks along the edges of this thing, but it's not coming up out of it.
All right, Baro, time to end your nap.
So, how does that work now? Do I just like go to 1?
No,
It just says you become stable.
Yeah, you don't. It would take an hour before you get 1 hit point back.
Or we have a cleric.
Yes.
Trying to decide how much I like you. Garlan, what are your hit points at?
I currently have 15 hit points.
Okay, that makes this decision easy. It's gonna use my last second level slot, but we're gonna take a 10-minute. And do you want everyone to roll their own hit points, or do you want me to roll it?
Go ahead and roll it for everybody.
Okay.
You're the healer.
Okay. Prayer of healing.
Oh.
That is a whole 9 hit points.
To which one?
To what do you mean to which one?
To everybody.
That's to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does what a cure wounds would do to everybody,
Yeah.
but it takes me 10 minutes to cast it.
It's more efficient. It just takes longer.
Mm-hmm. So at least you're on your feet.
So here's the question. You have the other room that you didn't enter, and there are stairs over in the corner. And
I wish this guy would just come for us.
And you know that there is there's stuff on the second floor because you saw the door, even though there's no floor down there.
We know not to open that door.
Or do we?
I'm gonna kick you back in that hole.
All right.
You can go have the toaster in the bathtub with your 9 hit points.
I think that we should be systematic about it and check this other door.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back out in the hallway and I'm gonna check the handle of the other door, I guess.
Okay.
It's you this time.
It is currently locked. Or are you just checking it for
Traps.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
With my 15 passive
With
investigation.
your 15, you don't see any locks on it, or any locks,
I'm
any
gonna-
traps.
Gonna give it a roll just in case.
Okay.
Nope. That 15's what I got.
Okay.
I
Yep.
don't see anything.
You don't see anything.
Do you want to have me check it, or are you just gonna go with it?
Doesn't hurt to have a second opinion.
Okay, I'll give it a once over. And I got a 17.
Okay. Oops.
You're as bad as your daddy. Come here.
Yep. You
It's his favorite spot.
You do not see any traps in here.
Baro shrugged and he's like, I think it looks good. I'll go ahead and try picking the lock, I guess.
Okay.
And that's a 20.
Okay, yeah, you easily pop this lock open. You do get the feeling that this lock was better than the lock on the other door, almost like someone wanted you to be able to pop the lock on the other door.
See, I wasn't meant to unlock that other lock.
This one, however, you just barely managed to pop open. All right. So the door is unlocked. What would you like to do?
Stand back 6 feet while he opens it.
I'll open it.
Okay. Uh-oh, that was dice rolling.
What? What? Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So who was opening it? I'm sorry.
That would be me.
Okay.
I swing the door open.
Garlan, you open the door. And what is your passive perception?
14.
All right. So not 25.
No, clearly.
Okay, so
I'm
Garlan,
close to a 25.
Garlan, I will tell you what you see in this room before I tell you what else happens. You have you see a bed in one corner. You see a nice table across from the bed. And you see a chest on the far wall. And you don't see the assassin that is rolling for initiative.
He's assassinating me.
Because he heard you and decided to hide while you were opening the door.
Yes.
Well, let me put it this way. He actually didn't hear you. You guys all did good. He heard the splooshing from the from the ooze falling into the water multiple times. All right, let's roll this initiative again. Actually, you know what? Before we roll initiative, let's take a break right now. And then after our break, we will come back and start this fight.
I'm at the
All right.
TPK fresh.
So I will go ahead and pause this. We'll see everyone in a few moments. Okay, we are back. Now, if everyone would kindly roll initiative, and Bob, I'm going to apologize ahead of time for what I'm about to do to you.
Oh, that's quite all right. And if this assin wants to try and stab me, that's fine.
You know what? I have a dice tray, and I'm not using it.
Yeah.
I'm
roll the
chasing
dice.
these dice all over the place.
I'm using my snazzy Icewind Dale dice right now.
See?
Hey, there we go.
Hey, I've got one of those folding ones that snaps together on the side.
I've also got this one over here.
Yeah. Yeah, my Laurel one and my Baldur's Gate one are over there too.
Did we get the Baldur's Gate one?
I don't think we did.
Yeah. I talked myself
Baldur's
out
Gate
of it,
sounds
and I
like an
regret it.
exclamation, you know, and like Baldur's Gate.
I'm totally going to use that now.
Galen. By the way, I rolled a 19 for initiative, so
Ooh.
Nice.
That's awesome. So while you're surprised, you'll get to be surprised quickly.
yes. Gets his first shot in, and then if he doesn't kill me, then I get to kick his ass.
All right. What did Morgan and Baro get?
I got a 16.
Okay.
He was muted. He got a 17.
Okay.
No, I muted it so you could use your mic. It's the problem of being in the same room.
So what's going to be fun about this is
He rolled like a 35 on
no,
initiative.
actually he didn't roll that great on initiative. But so Garlan, you get your first turn, but you don't know anything's here. You just walked into the room and looked around and didn't see anything. So it's up to you. Do you want to wander away from this front door when you opened it? Like I said, you see the desk and the bed and the trunk on the far end, and
Cozy.
Yeah, I think we found his hole in the wall, but I don't see him, so I'm probably going to die. So
All right.
avenge me.
Baro, I will ask you if you can. First off, what is your passive perception?
My passive is 15.
Okay, so would you like to roll a perception check?
Sure. I'm feeling lucky. I'm not so lucky. 9.
Yeah, you don't see anything. You just see Garlan looking in there saying, I've got a bad feeling about this.
I've got hand crossbow, sword, ready to go.
Okay. Morgan, would you like to so what is your passive?
19.
Okay, would you like to give me an active roll?
Yeah, of course. I love being perceptive. Let me do some math because I rolled pretty well for a change. That is a 23.
Oh,
So close, but no.
that is 2 points less than what you would have needed to have noticed.
I
him.
would have had to. Nope, even if I had rolled a 20. So I only have a +4 to perception. It's my passive that I get all the bonuses on.
Gotcha. All right, so now it's his turn. The last person in the surprise round.
Nope. But I'm ready to go.
Yep.
I'm ready to rock and roll
So
because there's signs of habitation here,
Uh-huh.
and the floor hasn't dropped out yet.
that's true. All right, Garlan. Wow, he might have actually. Well, he gets 2 attacks though. So, does a 17 hit you?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, so you unfortunately have fallen prey to his assassinate ability because he hits you on the first round, and
The way that works.
so he automatically crits you. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Like I said, I apologize in advance for this.
Hey, the dice said that I'm going to die.
TPK. TPK.
All right, so
God, we needed
Brothers
Zindlane
will
for this with all his healing.
I was gonna say, since you have a warlock that heals now, let me use the math user.
And not
for
a
this
cleric that
crit.
heals.
Let's see, what is that? Okay, 2 more of those. Oh, I am so sorry, Bob.
Hey. Like I said, nothing to be sorry about. Stuff happens.
Oh. Well, we're
Stuff
going to
happens.
put something to the test.
Oh no.
So that is 44 points of damage.
Okay, that would, if taken into negatives, would put me at -20.
But that's not double. That's not your full
It
amount.
is not
in
my
negatives.
full maximum in negatives. No.
Good. So you didn't die immediately. Give me a con save.
Oh,
Con
God.
saves I'm good at.
See, Garland's the character that I like. I don't want to see Garland go.
23.
Nice. So, in addition to the, you are not poisoned. And you take an additional 12 points of poison damage on top of that.
See, if it had been me, I would have been dead. Like dead. Dead, dead, dead.
Like, immediate dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the nice thing is, this is what he does for a living. So,
Yeah. I mean, really.
so
Well, this is why you let the meat shield go first, right?
If I hadn't fallen into that damn friggin' electric
Yes.
sludge pit, I wouldn't have used my relentless endurance already. But
So Garland, you drop, but you're not immediately dead.
Yep.
So he does that, and he carefully steps over Garland. And I think the guy, I don't know. I think the barge folk still looks more dangerous than the cleric, though.
Well, I am wielding one of his former
Yeah.
employer's swords.
Yeah, he definitely sees that, and normally I like my villains to banter, but he's an assassin, so his first turn he is not bantering yet. It's bad to banter on your first turn. Does a 19 hit you?
Muted.
I know I was trying to unmute and it didn't click. Because I am wielding a finesse weapon, it does not.
Nice. So
yay.
he takes a shot at you with his short sword, and you parry it because you are the little swashbuckler that you are. You do notice that his short sword looks very similar to the short swords that you have. All right. So that was his turn. So we're back at the top of the the top of the order. Garlan, could you give me a death save?
I can absolutely give you a death save. That is not going to cut it.
Oh no.
That is a 3.
Well, I guess Garland wasn't one of you that was making all the death saves last time, so it's his turn. all right. So, Baro, would you like to take a shot at the Hermit?
Yes. So I am going to slash at him with the one short sword I have out. Where's my rolls? Oh. Short sword. And that is a 14 to hit.
Oh, so close.
Wait, can I use my lucky on an attack roll?
Yeah. You can use it on any d20 roll if I recall correctly.
Let's see. Lucky. Yep, attack roll. I'm going to re-roll that.
All right.
That's a 12.
Okay, so yeah, you swing at him, but he also manages to parry you. So we have the classic duel of people like swinging at each other and dueling back and forth here, while Morgan is just watching these two dueling each other here.
Oh, very cinematic.
And then I will use my bonus action to disengage
Okay.
and jump back. Oh, you know what? I don't have the 25 speed anymore since I took the Tasha's option.
That's true.
So yeah, I moved back 30.
Okay.
Well, I was probably not enough room to do that. I moved back 10.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so like 10 this way. All right. Leaving Morgan right next to
Thanks.
Hey, this is how I operate.
You were sleeping on the couch tonight.
Morgan, what would you like to do? You have the assassin right next to you and Garland on the other side of him. And
Hey,
Baro just
buddy.
backed up 10 feet.
Well, I can't save Garland right now. Will you please mute your mic? Oh, shit. Forgot that I had that. Should have done that for Garland. Oh, well. I have Shield of Faith.
Ah.
Forget that I
Yeah,
have
it happens.
that. Well, I could really piss him off with that. YOLO! I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level.
Right in the face.
Right in the face.
Right.
Being
in the
like,
face.
that's a really nifty trick, and I'd love to learn it, but I don't want you to stab me first. And that is a 25 to hit.
Yes, that will hit him.
I will definitely need more D6s.
All of the D6s.
I need all of the D6s. Let's see. There's 2, 4, and 6. I got it. It's essentially a fireball, but radiant.
Yeah, baby.
Okay. That's 19 radiant damage.
Ooh.
He is lit up. And the next attack against him until the end of my next turn has advantage on him.
He is also bloodied.
Ooh, he didn't like that, huh?
No. That short range, like you just see, you don't even get to see like it shoot out as a beam. There's just this big flash, and now he's
Like, please don't hit me. Leave me alone.
All right. So unfortunately, it is his turn now.
Yep, and I'm gonna die. Get him,
On-
Baro.
On his turn, he is going to spend his bonus action repoisoning his blade. Because that's what he does. I'm sorry.
Anytime he's not actually taking an attack, that's good.
So does a 14 hit Morgan?
No, it bounces off of my shield.
All right.
Ping.
There's a reason I carry that sucker.
And he rolled a natural 1 for his second attack.
Oh,
Now,
oh,
all-
Hermie's with me tonight.
yes. on the flip side, his blade is still poisoned because he didn't stab the poison into anybody yet. All right, so that brings us back to Garlan. Please roll good.
Fuck it.
Did you roll a 20? Did you roll a 20?
Natural 20.
You have
There you
one
go.
hit point.
I
and
have
you are
one
now-
hit point and I
yes.
don't move.
Yeah. Garland was just playing
Do
possum.
I get to take actions?
Yeah, you have a hit point now. You're no longer incapacitated.
Sweep the
case-
leg, sweep the leg, sweep the leg.
Yeah, I cast lead hose. I pull 2 pistols and fire them both.
Oh, and you have advantage.
And then I go, surprise. Okay, first shot with advantage.
You fell into my trap by making me almost die immediately.
That was cocked. Literally.
Well, yeah, it's a gun.
Meaning. Okay. 13's not gonna cut it.
No.
But
That
you
was
hear
with
boom.
Yeah, boom. He knows you're there.
And I'm pretty
Oh.
sure that advantage is gone now, right?
Yeah.
Yep, next attack
Yep.
roll to the end of my next turn.
Okay. All right. Second shot. 16.
Yes, that hits.
All right. D10 piercing. A whopping 3.
Better than nothing.
He's still bloody. And he looks over at you and he goes, I should have slit your throat as I was walking by.
Too late.
So that
You
was,
are not a nice man.
that was a more eventful turn for for Garland than I expected.
Yeah.
Baro, what would you like to do?
All right, so
You
Baro,
just- like all of a sudden you hear this 2 booms reaching out and one like splatters into his shoulder.
all right, so Baro's going to jump in and pull out his second sword, and he's going to go slashy at Mr. Assassin. This is my job. I feel like I need to do something to this guy. All right, first roll is a 19,
That will hit.
and the second roll is a 9.
That will not hit.
Okay. So 6 damage, and then my sneak attack.
Yeah, because we're all up in his grill.
Ew, that sucked. 12 damage total.
He's still up.
And then bonus, or no, I did do my bonus action. That's right.
He's still up. All right. So, Morgan, what would you like to do?
Kind of tempted to nuke him again. That went really well.
It did. Turns out you just need to use guiding bolts against assassins. Assassins are weak against guiding bolts.
And cast him as level 3. Yeah. All right. Nobody take any more damage. Casting guiding bolt at 3rd level. That's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Roll all of the D6s.
Ooh, there's 2 6s. There's 3 6s. And now math is hard. That's 30 radiant damage.
All right. So you see again another one of these point blank flares where like the bolt doesn't even like leave her hand so much as there's just this big flash between them. And you notice his body like jolts and he lights up. He's glowing for a few brief seconds, but his eyes roll back in his head and smoke starts to like pour off of his hair, and he falls down to the ground.
I am gonna stab him just to be sure. I saw what happened.
So yes, Morgan, you stab him one more time.
Yeah, I got, let's see, 3 6s, a 5, a 3, and a 4. So, boom.
Yeah,
Finally hit something with that.
that's what I'm talking about.
All right. So he seems to be rather flash fried and also stabbed, no longer breathing, and has smoke rising up off of him. What would all of you like to do at this point?
I'm
curious about his chest.
gonna grab his blade. Does he only have one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab his blade. Okay, I guess I'll pat him down for anything else you might have on him.
You notice like it is very similar to yours, but there are like slight markings that are a little bit different because each person, when they're awarded these, they are made for that person. So his have just a slight difference than yours, but they're very clearly the same type of blade. And I don't think I mentioned it at the time, but they are willing to modify your blades to put your personal symbol in the blades, just as your little mark, once you prove that you have done this job.
Okay.
But yes, you have his blade. Also, you may want to be careful because it's still got poison on it because he didn't manage to stab anybody with it again.
I'm not gonna lick it.
So what would you like to do next?
Were you gonna check the chest?
I would like to check the chest.
All right. So with your passive investigation, you don't see anything that looks like a trap on it.
Okay, I'm going to actively.
Okay.
And you said investigation?
Yes.
That is an 11, so yep, that doesn't do me any good.
Don't see anything.
Is it locked?
So if you try and open it, it does feel like it's locked.
He didn't have any keys on him. Do I see any keys laying around?
Nope, just thieves' tools.
Okay. For thieves' tools, I just get my
Proficiency index, as long
Okay.
as you're proficient with the tools. So
okay. So it'd be the same as my sleight of hand anyway.
yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 1.
So yeah,
Well,
even though it's not
again,
an automatic failure, you kind of get it jammed in there, and it takes you a little bit to pull it back out again.
I'm rusty. I haven't done this for a while.
Baro, do you want to do it or should I?
Feel free.
Roll it in the tray, Bob. No.
That's the actual dexterity check. Can you roll it in the tray?
That is, yeah, exactly. That's a whopping 6. So no, I didn't do it either.
Really rough lock.
It's up to you, Baro.
All right, let's go ahead and roll this.
I mean, we could, alternatively, we could just drag the chest out with us and then throw it down on something hard outside.
Thought did cross my mind.
Yeah, because I rolled a 12.
Yeah, you can't get this thing open at
You
all.
guys suck.
How heavy is it?
Pretty heavy.
I can carry it.
You hear jingling inside.
Ooh, shiny.
I'm good at carrying shit.
I like shiny shit.
Can we very carefully check the other room down on the second floor?
All right, so you're going down the stairs.
Carefully.
Yes.
Do you touch the window on the way past it?
No. I licked the window. No.
So you come down to the next floor down, and you see the two doors next to each other, and you're pretty sure that the northernmost door is the one that doesn't have a floor in it anymore.
Yeah.
There is
Baro does take a moment to think about it for.
There's a room that would be right below where his room was at on this floor, and there's an additional room that is about 10 feet by 20 feet over in the corner between the two windows. So there is a room here that was not on the floor plan above. So which room would you like to investigate?
The one that was directly below his.
Okay.
Watch the floor, please.
Yes. I will look for any sort of, again, checking for that newer parts.
Yeah, like the doors here, it's the same thing where the door handles are newer than the rest of the house.
All right, I will check the door for traps then.
Okay.
Investigation. Let me see if there's a way I can get proficient in that. 14.
No. You don't see anything.
Okay. Is it locked?
It is locked.
I will attempt to unlock it.
Okay.
Oof, that's a 5.
What the hell?
Not a good night
Seriously?
for me.
This actually reminds me. I listened to the book that they put out for Critical Role, and they had a whole chapter on all the different enemies they had, and the last part of the chapter was doors, and they listed all the instances where they couldn't get through doors.
It's like that broom in Strahd or Curse of Strahd. Yes.
All right. So who else wants to take a shot at this door?
I will. Mute your mic.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So my passive eyeballs. It's a 15 passive investigation.
You do not see any trap, but then again, Baro tried to unlock it, so
I'm going
Shoot
to
off in his
actively eyeball it.
okay.
That was a 2.
Nope. Looks safe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to unlock it.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Morgan walks up and just like Garlan did when you first got in there, just sticks like the two things in and goes, and it just opens right away.
Baro, righty tighty, lefty loosey, man.
So
I have to tell myself that when I'm locking and unlocking the doors at work.
there are 2 windows in this room, so there is a pretty good amount of light.
Is there a floor?
Yeah, there's a floor.
At least right now.
Yes. There's a table over in one corner with a bunch of stacks of paper on it.
Ooh.
And over in also on that table, there is a very odd skull. It has jagged, sharp teeth, and it doesn't have any eye sockets in it. It's just solid bone across the front.
Oh.
Oh,
that's not
no.
You may have an idea why he got kicked out of the Assassin's Guild now.
good. How did he survive?
Because he was hiding in a
shit.
nothing backwater neighborhood, hoping that nobody ever brought attention to him again.
I wonder what the you-know-what covens would give for knowing that we vanquished this guy. Though do we want to tingle with the lamplighters?
Well, now I'm even more glad that we took this guy out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna one hand on each side of the door frame.
All right.
Tap, tap, tap on the floor.
The floor doesn't, it feels solid as you're tapping on it.
Okay. I mean, that's a pretty important thing to have in this room. So I'm hoping it means the floor won't fall out. So carefully, I'm curious about the papers on the table.
All right. Oh, and also you notice as you get closer, the other thing that he has done is there is actually a candle inside of the mouth of the skull.
That's just wrong.
Like he uses it to light up the room when it's dark in here. When you look at the papers, these are all notes for different guilds.
Notes.
Kind of like what you got earlier on, where you can exchange a note to a guild for services or cash it out for its value.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
yoink.
So yeah, if you just glancing at these, there are probably at least 10 different guilds, and there's probably about 1,500 silver worth of debts to call in from these notes.
Damn.
Think
Dude was a
big.
heavy
Some
hitter.
of these could be favor worthy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what those are. Are you taking the skull too?
Part of me feels like it should be returned to the lamplighters just as a
Yes.
this
I
is the
concur.
right thing to do.
I concur. Yep.
Okay. So I was just going to say we glossed over it, but I was just thinking about Garlan carrying that big trunk. Like, not that it would be a problem for Garlan to carry that trunk down the stairs. It's more just the awkwardness of how wide the staircase is and carrying this big chest down there.
Yeah. I'm just thankful that I'm not going back upstairs and out the window and across the thing, because that's not happening. We're going out the regular way.
You're a big truck guy. Why can't you just bash it open?
You know what? Now that you say we're going out the regular way, give me an intelligence save.
It's flooded.
Intelligence, what now?
I got a 7.
Would anyone else like to make an intelligence save?
4.
14.
Baro, it occurs to you now that you have time to rest and everyone's feeling better. Where the makeshift ladder / stairs that he had going up to the second floor lead to is the room where the ooze is.
Got bad news, guys.
Now it's covered, but
we might have to go back out the way we came.
but
Bust a second story window. Come on, let's.
I mean, I suppose we could. Not too far of a drop.
so but yes, there's a room that is missing the floor that you haven't gone into yet, which you think you know what's in there. And then there's the room that doesn't have a corollary room on the other floors that is over in the corner.
Yeah, we should probably check that.
Real quick. So one of the things that's stashed in my backpack is just like some adventuring gear clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take some of the cloth and very carefully wrap the lamplighter skull
Okay.
in the cloth. I'm gonna remove the candle. That's just
Okay.
tacky. And try to, if there's any residual wax or whatever, just kind of, and very, very carefully put it in my pack.
All right. So you have that very reverently wrapped up and put in your pack now.
They give me the heebie-jeebies, but they're not, I don't know, I don't think they're that bad. It's kind of weird, that's all.
Yes.
So, at this point, what would you like to do with that other room, or are you just going to skip past the room and go downstairs?
No, I think I will check it.
Yeah. Let's eyeball it.
Do the checking for any new part. Oh, no, you already said that. That's just the new doorknob.
Yeah.
All right, so check the door for traps.
When you get near the door, before we do anything else, Baro, what is your passive perception?
15.
You hear someone in there in the corner, you know, in like, you hear what sounds like kind of two different voices, but they're kind of odd. One is like, and the other voice you hear is, yes, I know. It is very odd that no one has let us out anytime soon.
Yay!
I
Oh,
should
I'm
hope
happy
they
now.
will be delivering food soon. And you also notice that there is a riot of smells that are coming near you as you get close to this door. Some of them kind of smell like brewer's shop. Some of it smells like someone has a chamber pot sitting in this room as well.
Gross.
There's a funk.
All right, well, check for traps, and hopefully we'll...
You're still on the mute, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, let's switch our mics.
All right, so yeah, check it for traps. And let's see, I am rolling for investigation. Oh, what the hell? 5.
You don't see any traps. This is the safest door you've seen in a long time.
Clearly, why would he trap a door that he was holding prisoners behind?
Does anybody else want to check it?
Yeah, I'm gonna eyeball that.
Okay. With your passive, to let you know that up front, you don't see anything.
Why did you turn it off? I was talking and you turned off the mic. Oh, nat 20.
All right, yeah. You are very certain there is no trap on this door. You get
Okay.
the feeling that he probably didn't want to have to keep arming and disarming it if he was going to go
Yeah.
in and out.
Awesome. So no traps. So now we just need to have Baro waste his time for a little bit on it and then have one of us open it.
And you hear
Maybe that's
like
not
coming
okay.
from inside. Is someone out there?
Hang
No.
on, Brewer. We're coming.
Nobody's here.
Nobody but us chickens.
Well, since I'm standing in front of the door, I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. That's a 14 to unlock.
Not quite.
Yeah.
All right, my turn.
All right. Switching mics.
I do like that you just like, well, we're going to at least try this 3 times because we got 3 people that know how to do this.
Oh, nice. That will be a 21.
All
There
right.
you
So
go.
yes, you easily pop this open.
About damn
And-
time, Baro.
And the lock is now open.
Does
Is it
it
safe
op-
to come out now?
Yes. We're safe.
And like dramatically, like the door opens in and you see Brewer, they're wearing like layers of clothes, and you get this stench coming off of them because they have not been able to get out of this room for quite a while. I am so happy to see you. And they run over to Baro to give you a hug.
Oh,
And
yeah. Happy to see you.
oh, you didn't happen to run into one of my works here, did you?
Was it jelly and lightning?
Why, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Came here to
did.
kill
How
us.
did it perform?
Admirably.
Don't ever do that again.
Well, I was against my will, but I do want to do good work while I am, even if I'm being coerced.
It's
Oh.
a fine beast.
The
Yes.
interesting thing is, I originally started working on that formula because I thought it would be good at hunting the mimic bugs.
The Garlan bugs?
Yeah, hopefully those are all dead.
I'm sure they are. But you see another figure in the corner that is gagged.
You
Gonna
couldn't take
go-
the gag off?
Yeah, gotta go take that gag off there.
Oh, they told me not to.
Is it anybody we recognize?
Oh, you do not recognize. No, I take that back. Baro, give me an intelligence save.
Oh boy. So
Do
we've been
what
doing
now?
so well with those today.
21.
It boggles the mind.
Baro, you recognize this person is a member of the Order of Enlightenment. Or not, sorry, I need to make sure I'm using the right term because there's two similar sounding things that are not at all the same. Universities and schools. Yes, sorry, that is what I meant to say instead. It is they are a member of the esoteric order. It is a school, the Venerable Academy of the Esoteric. This is the school that your parents were also affiliated with, which is why you recognize this person.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Well, they don't have to know that I'm their kid, I guess.
Unless he makes his intelligence save.
I will ask, however, is there a reason we shouldn't take the gag off you?
And they also have their hands bound behind them.
Is
If
Look
you
at
don't want
Brewer.
to untie them, I think I have some acid in the
No,
chemistry
that's
set
fine.
they left.
We're good here.
Oh, by the way, since they wanted me to work on things, I did have a small lab here. I have some healing potions I could share with you.
That would be, well,
I love that slight moment of realization that hit
Yeah.
right after the offer.
healing pool. Oh, shit.
They are actually greater healing potions, though.
I'll take one.
There
Yeah.
are
Take one.
4 of them.
I think it might be worth the risk.
Yeah. Let's go for it. We'll ungag the other person, too.
Baro, it's been so long since I saw you. The last time I saw you, you were like this tall.
He hasn't gotten much taller than that.
I mean, I don't know that I would have even recognized you, except there just aren't that many barge folk that belong to the Venerable Academy of the Esoteric.
oh boy.
I'm
So-
so glad that I ran into you. Your parents had said that there was a cipher that you may have borrowed for some reason, and that I might be able to get it back from you. And unfortunately, when I started asking around about you and the cipher, I was waylaid and brought here, and I've been here for, some time.
That might have been my fault too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I kind of ran not quite afoul of the assassins, but this guy was former assassin and he probably knew I was after him.
Well, what was really interesting was my brother was already in this district looking for something. There was a text that someone had unearthed, and he was going to try and translate it. And no one has heard from him for, better part of a year at this point.
Any idea what this text was?
It was some grandiose title like like the Bleak Testament or something of that nature?
Well,
That's unfortunate.
I maybe could help you out. Maybe you could help us out. I don't know.
Yeah, his clothing is kind of uglied up from being in here for several weeks, but you know what? I'm just gonna give this one to you because why not? These are very similar to what was left of the clothing on the corpse that you found hidden underneath the bench.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, I can't be 100% sure that it was your brother, but may have ran into some people or something.
So by ran into something, you mean he's in a predicament like me where we'll have to go be adventurers and save him?
No, probably the worst kind of predicament to be in.
Oh, heavily in debt with no tenure to work at a university?
Okay, yeah, that is pretty bad, I guess.
Well, I mean, you know.
Somebody else want to take this over? I don't know how.
Unfortunately,
He muted in the middle of me talking again. Unfortunately, it appears that your brother got tangled up in something horrible that's going on in this district, and he has passed.
Oh.
You have our most sincere condolences. We are trying to stop whatever is happening.
It's definitely going to cast a pall on the holidays this year. Oh. Do you know anything about this this cipher? And he describes basically what this thing is it is a lens that has a bunch of writing on the outside that you can turn in different ways, and it focuses and refocuses the lenses within. And Baro, that is the widget that you took from your parents that was stolen several months ago.
I never did. Wait, it was stolen from me?
Yeah, remember
Oh.
you came home to your loft.
That's right. Yeah.
And the widget was no longer there.
And I didn't even remember that to track that down. Yeah, so that cipher is somewhere else. I was robbed myself. It's kind of the nature of this neighborhood. It's rob or be robbed, and yeah, now it's gone somewhere else, and I haven't had a chance to track it down because there's been a lot of other maybe more pressing issues going on right now.
That is quite a pity. From what my brother was saying, I didn't quite believe this text was going to be that important, but it was something about being, the cipher could actually be used to reverse some of the effects that the book itself could cause. I don't know. Is there anything going on in this district that seems like it would have been caused by some sort of incantations in an ancient book?
damn it, Baro.
I think we've got quite a few things to talk about.
Well, hell.
Yeah, I think.
By the way, how's my shop doing?
Wow.
To be the bearer of bad news again.
Yeah, so Morgan, why don't you take this one too?
Well, Brewer, I mean, on the upside, we now know that you're okay because your shop burned down and nobody found you, and we were very concerned. But at least we still have you.
Oh my. I'm very distraught to know that my shop would burn down and it was not a direct consequence of my actions.
How do you know it wasn't? Huh?
Brewer takes a moment, and then they go, no, not this time. So at this point, you all get you don't all get, each one of you gets a greater healing potion, and you have one extra beyond the three of you.
Save it for Zindlane.
And Brewer goes, I might be able to salvage a few more chemicals from my lab in there if you want me to try something else.
I'm good.
Maybe. Why are you like this, D&D Beyond?
So what would you like to do to leave this building, or what else would you like to do in the house?
How are we going to get them out?
Well, hopefully they can climb a rope.
I see no reason why we can't find another window on a lower floor. Have like, you can go back up, shimmy across the thing, take the grappling hook down, bring the boat over with one of the urchins, and meet us under a window.
That sounds like an excellent idea, actually.
All right. I will actually let us fast forward through that under one condition. I would like you to tell me your procedure for checking these windows.
Well, I saw what happened with the gasamite thing, so I think that I'm going to maybe assume that the traps are very similar, and I'll check for those.
Oh, also, because you already know where the traps are at, Morgan, technically you have advantage, which for a passive score gives you +5. So that brings you up to 20, correct?
That's math. Yes, passive investigation would then be 20.
So yeah, Morgan, whenever you walk by these, because you're already familiar with where they're at, you can see each one of the, like every single window has that same trap in it. He was very thorough.
He's not terribly creative, I'll tell you that. I mean, he did.
Right, we only need one of those windows, so if we can just clean one out, even if we have to trigger it.
Go for it, Baro.
Okay, I'll attempt to disable it.
Okay. I'm also going to say you have advantage on disabling it because you have dealt with it before and you know exactly where it's at.
No creativity.
And we're doing just straight DC or straight D20.
No, if you're using, you can use your thieves tools to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So let's roll 2 of those. Ooh, nice. 19 plus proficiency is 22.
All right. Yes. So you easily get this disarmed. You can unlock these windows easily from the inside since you're on the side of them now. So yeah, you can get them out. There is a plank that leads from one of the windows across the street. So you can have everyone kind of walk over to one of the kind of corner areas that are set up to wait for some of the barges to go through. Baro, are you going back upstairs to go across the rope, or?
Yep. Yeah, because we want to recover that.
Beyond the sword, is there anything else you're going to take off of him?
Was there anything else on him?
He had his poison that he was coating his blade with. And,
Not a fan of poisons.
And on top of that, he had a light crossbow on him.
Eh.
He was wearing his snazzy armor. And that's about it.
What kind of armor is it?
It's
Too big for you.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah. it's also human sized.
So tell me, what kind of armor is it?
human armor.
But I'm human.
Yeah, it's studded leather.
Oh, I think that's what I already have.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
How much does that weigh? Are we doing encumbrance?
I mean, we are, but at this point, you're coming out, and also, I believe Garland is kind of a pack horse on his own. So if you can talk Garland into carrying things.
Uh-huh.
I want to. Can you mute your mic?
Oh yeah.
I want to snag the crossbow and the armor to
Okay.
take back to the fence.
Okay.
It's kind of a show of good faith. Give him something he can flip.
Okay.
I'm not
Wait.
terribly concerned about making money for us, but more
Yeah.
you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
And he's got 24 bolts, which, he's not going to throw in a lot of extra cash for extra bolts. I'm just letting you know in case you want to snag those bolts yourself.
I sure do. Where do I put that in? He said he had 24.
Yeah.
That's math. 44.
So I am going to say, so you kind of take this to him, you sell a few of the minor trinkets to him just so that he's got some of those things there. I was going to wrap this up big picture because what I'm thinking, and let me know if you have a different thought about this. I was thinking we're going to probably have everyone wait until the end of flood season so you can all train for your next level so that you'll finally be 6th level after all of this hell that you've been going through.
More spell slots.
Yeah.
Yay.
So if that sounds, because it seems like a logical time to take some time off waiting for flood season to end.
Now that we don't have a death threat hanging over anybody's head.
Exactly. Now, on top of that, I'm going to say that given that we're going into downtime, at some point you will be able to open the chest.
Yeah.
Assuming that you still want to open the chest.
Yes. I like shinies.
So within the chest is another 1,000 silver. And in addition, there is a platinum coin.
Oh.
Remember when Marley's bodyguard was killed?
Uh-huh.
She didn't advertise that anything else was taken. So there is a platinum coin in here. There is also
For the dragon.
there is also a series of lenses with circles on the outside for adjusting.
This asshole.
Now you know what my NPCs have been doing in the background.
Oh, I want to go back and kick this guy's corpse again.
Go for it. He's upstairs.
Also, in the interim, before we'll handle like the training and the downtime and everything next time, I think, if that's okay with everybody.
Mhm.
But what I was going to ask first in the interim, Baro, are you going to have the Assassin's Guild give you your own personal mark on your swords?
Yes. I don't know what yet.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. You mentioned it, and I started thinking about it, and then I immediately stopped thinking about it.
Mudhorn.
So yeah, at the beginning of next session, we'll go over what you did for downtime, and as the district starts to drain off again to where there's a first level to all the buildings again, and everyone starts to clean up. So I think on that note, it would be a good time to sign off for the evening. Does that sound good for everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Hope everybody had fun.
Yes. And we didn't all die.
No.
Surprisingly.
So if we would all like to sign off, Brandon, what would you like to say?
We're gonna go watch the final Mandalorian episode after this.
All right. Eileen, what would you like to say?
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Yeah. I had finals this week, and words are hard. So
but you did awesome, so that's
I
great.
did, and I have 4 weeks off now.
Yay.
Yay. Bob, what would you like to say to sign off?
They are not going to be disappointed in the Mandalorian. We are heading into the holidays. Remain safe. Be kind to others. Enjoy your holiday season, and try to make it out the other side. And we'll see you next time.
Indeed. Happy holidays to everyone. Wear a mask. Keep your distance. We'll ride it out. We're going to get to the end of it, and we're almost at the end of 2020. So, thank you, everyone, and good night.